Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. I'm your host, Victor Gwynn, for Speak On It Sports today, and welcome to day 2 of our 2025 NFL mock draft. We had some surprises, and we also had some trades in round 1. If you want to be a part of the program, please call in at 512-539-0648. Join the show, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about how we picked the first round of this 2025 NFL mock draft on Speak On The Sports. My co-host is having no technical difficulties, and I had some technical difficulties yesterday, but all those are all behind us, and we want to have some fun with this draft, and we can't have fun without this draft without going over what happened in round 1. So round 1, I had the New York Giants trading up with the Tennessee Titans, and they got Cam Ward, the quarterback out of Miami, the big, strong arm, big-bodied quarterback. I know a lot of people thought they might, stick at 3 and go to Abdul Carter, but in my scenario, the Giants went up, and they got the quarterback for their future in Cam Ward. Number 2, T. Sizzle picked this pick here. He had Travis Hunter going to the Cleveland Browns, 2 overall. I don't think a lot of us are saying to ourselves that this can't be possible. This is the GM for the Browns have spoken glowingly about Carter and the way they like to utilize his skill sets both on offense and defense. So with that being said, Travis Hunter was picked by T. Sizzle. And 3, I had the pick that the Giants probably are going to go with anyway, went to the Tennessee Titans. They took the Giants' 3rd overall pick, and they went edge, which fits a need, but quarterback is more of a need right now. But do they trust the quarterbacks that are left on the board right now besides Cam Ward? And they thought they can get some more. In my scenario, those guys wanted some more draft revenue, basically, pick up some more picks. And they picked Abdul Carter 3rd overall in our mock draft. Will Campbell, this is the T. Sizzle pick here. T. Sizzle, he basically stated that, running back is too high to pick here. I would have liked to have Tetron Mitchell, but he went tackle to help out their often injured quarterback, the rookie, Drake May. So out of North Carolina. I thought it was a good pick either way, but I thought they'd probably go wide receiver to help him out a little bit more, being that Tetron Mitchell was still on the board there. Anyway, number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Mason Graham. We looked at this, and this fits a scenario here, but I also thought the wide receiver could have went here as well. Aston Gentry went 6 to the Las Vegas Raiders. And at 7, Shedeur Sanders, I say it again, Shedeur Sanders, became a New York Jet in this scenario. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Shedeur Sanders in New York, but really like Jersey? So it is, he's there. You know what I mean? So, all right, 8th overall, Will Johnson went to the Carolina Panthers. Number 9, this is where the big body wide receiver, Tetron Mitchell, went out there. Woohoo! Yes, great job. Nice to see you here, Andrea. Tetron Mitchell went to the New Orleans Saints. It's a need, fits what they have as far as wide receiver. 10, the Chicago Bears go with Quinjon Junkins, running back out of Ohio State, big body guy, pretty good. Jahad Barron went to the San Francisco 49ers. That fits a need. I don't think you want to take a guard here. The tackles, they're still available to them, but I think a corner all day if you need to get better. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver out of Ohio State, went 12th overall to the Dallas Cowboys. Amon Membu 13th overall to the Dolphins, Kelvin Banks Jr., 14th to the Indianapolis Colts, Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss, and Malaki Starks out of Georgia, safety, went to the Cardinals. Jahad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama, went to the Bengals. Mike Green, edge out of Marshall. Okay, Marshall, and you know how that head coach loves that pass rush. Mike Green out of Marshall went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, real quick, Omarion Hampton, running back out of North Carolina, went to the Denver Broncos here. And with the 21st overall pick, I know my Steelers fans out there are going to be happy about this. In our mock, Jackson Dart, of quarterback Ole Miss, solidifies himself as one of those quarterbacks for years to come. Maybe he takes the place of Big Ben. Who knows? But Jackson Dart, in our scenario, went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next is Shamar Stewart, defensive end out of Texas A&M. He goes to the Los Angeles Chargers, Tyler Warren, tight end. And I like this pick because he just breeds that. He breeds Green Bay, that cold weather that, those tight ends they have out there in Green Bay. Tyler Warren went 23rd overall to Green Bay. And Siobhan Revel, cornerback, East Carolina. And tell me right now that the Minnesota Vikings do not need cornerback help. Yes, they do. All right, 25th overall, James Pierce Jr. Went, and he's an edge, and it fits a need, to the Seattle Seahawks. 25th overall. 26th, Josh Connerly. 27th, Benjamin Morrison, who went to the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens definitely need some back-end defense. Every time I look at the Ravens and I just see them just wasting away Lamar Jackson's his mortality, store to say, but his talents overall. All right, 28th, Elite Ayomeyer out of Stanford, wide receiver, big body wide receiver, went to Detroit. 29th overall, Trey Amos, cornerback out of Ole Miss, went to the Washington Commanders. 30th pick, Nick Scorton, edge out of Texas A&M. So they don't have Von Miller anymore in Buffalo, so they go to Texas A&M and get his heir apparent, which is pretty weird since he went to Texas A&M. So, but at least they know exactly where they need to go to get edge rushers. 31st overall, Greg Zabel, tackle, North Dakota State. I like this pick. He's a guy that's been in a run and shoot offense there in basically North Dakota State. Those guys win national championships up there in their division all year long, every year. With the 32nd pick, the Philadelphia Eagles went Matthew Golden, wide receiver out of Texas, in our first round mock draft of 2025, and it was something special. So we're moving on to round two right now. But I'd like to get some of your guys' opinions on how you feel about our first round. What do you disagree with regard to the team and the picks that were made by us this year? All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to round two in the 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft. Now, I know T Sizzle couldn't, he's having some difficulties right now. That's fine. I'll wait for him to get set up. But we're going to go through this. We're going to get ourselves together, and we're going to look at what the Cleveland Browns need, and they're on the clock right now. Oh, and just let you know, I can't have the NFL signal anymore, the draft, the little bug thing, because apparently it's some type of issue that they have with people using that. So I'm just going to say, da, 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 da. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock at pick number 33 in the second round of the 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft. Okay, their picks first right now. They picked up a cornerback. They got Travis Hunter already. Okay, the needs, in my opinion, right now are quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tackle, and cornerback since already addressed. What we have so far, I'm looking at Josh Simmons, tackle. All right. He's the 18th overall ranked player in this draft, and they're picking 33rd. Josh Simmons, tackle, Ohio State, is the pick for the Cleveland Browns right now. Okay? And with that, the New York Giants are on the clock. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't have any bias with regard to the Giants. excuse me. I always just keep it 100 because I'm not even going to think about this pick and what happens here, but it's an earth-shattering pick that needs to be made right here. So the Giants picked in the first round. They got the quarterback Cam Ward out of Miami, Florida. All right. The Giants have their quarterback. They need a tackle, or what do they need? A defensive interior guy, right? So in cornerback, so I'm telling you right now, cornerbacks are premium, and I don't care what you say. Quarterbacks are premium. Cornerbacks are what they are. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the defensive tackle, Kenneth Grant, out of Michigan. All right. He's the ranked 21st prospect in the 2025 NFL draft. And he's going to give a guy like Dexter Lawrence at least some reprieve so he could actually, not be the main focus in the defense. So I look at that. On the clock right now are the Tennessee Titans. All right. Tennessee Titans. All right. They picked their edge rusher in the first. All right. They need a quarterback, wide receiver, edge, linebacker. So what's available top right now? You have tight end, edge, linebacker. I'm looking at the linebacker out of Georgia right now, Jalen Walker. All right. Going 35th to the Tennessee Titans. Okay. Don't get scared, Tennessee Titan fans. I know quarterback needs to be addressed, but I know you got this. And you can trust me right now. 512-539-0648. Call the show, be a part of the program. We're in round 2 right now and day 2 of our 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft. And I'm excited right now. On the clock are the Jacksonville Jaguars. In the first round, the Jacksonville Jaguars got their defensive interior guy in Mason Graham out of Michigan. And they're looking at a wide receiver, a tight end. Colston Loveland, his Michigan teammate, is sitting right there. He's really sitting right there. But we got to look at some prospects as far as wide receiver and see who's available. All right, Jaden Higgins let's look at his stats. Jalen Higgins is a reliable possession receiver who can run in diverse route tree and alignment thanks to his impressive foot quickness. He won't be athletic standout. That's not going to happen. So what we're looking for here right now, on the clock right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Colston Loveland, Michigan tight end. I mean, this guy's measurables are off the chain as well. Let's check him out. Look at his first look. 6'5", 245. Junior, he's 21. He lacks the density to play an inline, but come on now. What did Parcells say? That's why you lift all them weights. Come on, man. It's definitely what this team needs right now. All right? Give him some reliable tight end because, former Giant is there, and he did okay anyway. All right, on the clock at pick 37 are the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders in round 1, they had picked Ashton Jeanty. Halfback out of Boise State, and that filled a need immediately. But they need a wide receiver, a defensive interior guy, and cornerback. So I'm looking at cornerback here for them, and defense. I'm looking at Maxwell Hairston, cornerback out of Kentucky. Maxwell Harrison, cornerback out of Kentucky. Or it's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. 512-539-0648. You see the number down there. Call in. I want to hear what you got to say about the picks. If you want to talk about our first round, you want to talk about our second round that we're doing right now, please let us know. Okay, on the clock are the New England Patriots. In the first round, the Patriots addressed the tackle position, and they had Will Campbell. All right, Patriots need a running back. I think more pressing, they need a wide receiver. They already got Will Campbell. Looking at this wide receiver here, and let me see. I'm looking for a guy with quicks. Those guys are all gone. The guys with quicks are all gone. Who's left? The number 1 rated wide receiver right now, Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Ohio State, is going to be a New England Patriot. Patriot fans, don't shoot me. This is what PFF has you guys in need of. And basically, I'm thinking about you guys. I want Drake May to do well. All right. I want Drake May to do well. All right, we got T Sizzle back on here. I'm going to bring him up on the stage. What's going on? You good?
What's going on, man? I am good. I am finally home.
All right. All right. All right. Well, hey, we got a couple more spots. I'm gonna wait for you to get settled, my brother, and I want you to join in.
So who's already gone?
Oh, right now in second round, Cleveland Browns have picked Josh Simmons, tackle out of Ohio State. The New York Giants picked defensive interior Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. The Tennessee Titans picked Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia. The Raiders picked cornerback Maxwell Harrison, cornerback out of Kentucky. And the New England Patriots just picked Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Ohio State.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to keep on trucking. I want you to settle up and hey, get on as soon as possible, brother. All right, T. Wait for T Sizzle to get settled, but we're gonna continue motoring on with this draft. My man is itching to get in here. I know he's concerned about a couple of my picks already. I know I could just tell by the way he kind of addressed that, but that's cool. T, I love you, bro. I got you. All right, on the clock right now are the Chicago Bears. In round one, the Chicago Bears picked up halfback Quinshon Judkins, 10th overall. Okay, that is a need that they have, and they also need a safety. So I'm looking right now. Who's available? 6'2", 208-pound safety out of Penn State. However, I'm looking at defensive line. Chicago defensive line is good. They may need some more help. I'm telling you right now, I'm going Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame. Okay? I get it. Kevin Winston Jr. is good, but let me tell you, Xavier Watts is off the chain. I mean, this is a ball hawking safety right here that the Chicago Bears have just picked up. Thoughts on that? Let me know what you think about. On the clock right now are the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints in round one, they picked up a wide receiver, Tetairoa McMillan out of Arizona. Right now, they need a running back or a defensive lineman. We're going to look and see what we got here as far as running backs. Who's available in the running back department? Cam Scatterboo, Dylan Sampson, Caleb Johnson, Travion Henderson. No, I don't think they need a running back like that because they got our boy there. We're going to go defensive line right now. We're going to go Omar Norman Lott. Omar Norman Lott, defensive lineman out of Tennessee for the New Orleans Saints. They should be happy with that. On the clock, the Chicago Bears are on the clock again, guys. Let me tell you, 512-539-0648. I want to hear what you got to say. Leave some comments if you like. We got Andrea leaving comments left and right. She agrees. Chicago Bears, they addressed two positions already, running back and safety. They can go back in here right now. The Chicago Bears. All right, and they can pick up a safety, or since they already got a safety and a halfback, Chicago Bears safety and a halfback, defensive lineman. Who's available? What defensive lineman is available right now? Let's go with defensive interior and see who's available right now. Tyreek Williams, Ohio State. Derek Harmon. I'm gonna give him Tyreek Williams, defensive interior out of Ohio State. It fits a need, and the guy is good. I mean, let's look at his measurables right here. 6'3", 327. I mean, he's a powerful interior guy. I think he'll do well in Chicago. All right, on the clock are the New York Jets, Jets. The Jets. I wish Carla was actually here right now. Carla's a friend of mine. She's a extremely large Jets fan. And she would definitely do she'd love to do this right now. So all right, T Sizzle, you back. Let me add you to the stage. T Sizzle, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm good. I was trying to tell you I was ready on that Saints pick because I wanted to jump up and make a move.
All right, so right now the Jets are on the clock. I'm gonna pick this one, and I'm gonna let you roll with the next one. Okay. The Jets on the clock. The Jets have a quarterback need in the first round. I gave them Shador Sanders. Right now, the Jets need a wide receiver, a tackle, a defensive interior guy. They need help at tackle. Let's see what offensive tackle is available for them right now. And I look at this offensive tackle, another guy, 6'4". He's a flashiest player, but his footwork, technique, leadership give him day one starter potential. I'm going to give this guy, Donovan Jackson, to the New York Jets at 42. Just like I stated to the listeners as well, you will not hear a apparently we can't do that. That is trademarked and something that we can't do. All right, so on the clock are the San Francisco 49ers. T-Sizzle, what you got to say about the 49ers? They picked in the first round a cornerback, Jahdae Barron out of Texas. Their needs are guard, tackle, defensive line, and cornerback. They already addressed corner.
San Francisco 49ers.
Absolutely.
They are the Atlanta Falcons from last year.
Wow. Okay.
They are drafting a quarterback.
A quarterback?
They are going to go ahead and select Mr. Dart.
Jackson, he's already gone, brother. He's already gone.
I missed Jackson Dart.
You missed Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart went to the Steelers at 21, day one.
I missed that. How did I miss that one?
It snuck by
you. Oh, man. Okay, so hold on. Let me get my board back together. I apologize.
No, you good. It isn't an exact science. But you do got to put some things together to make something happen. If you know what I mean. That's probably a bad Bill Cosby there. But. All right, so I'm gonna make this pick for you. Then you good?
You are good. So addressing realistic needs for them. In the top of the second. If they're staying put where they're at, they're going to need O-line help.
O-line help for the new quarterback you're about to pay a lot of money to, correct?
Yeah.
So right now, the highest rated tackle for PFF is Ariante Ursier. Tackle, Minnesota, Ozzie Tripoli, Boston College, and it just goes down. Cameron Williams is way down there. I'm looking at their picks. Cameron Williams, and you can go.
Cameron Williams has been underrated.
Okay.
I believe he's going to be one of the better tackles coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I see Cameron Williams as being more like Ronnie Stanley.
Okay. Serviceable.
And you know what, Kyle Shanahan, you need that tackle who is quick, who's almost a guard. Quick feet, pull, can pull, can also run block, but can also reach block, which is a lost art in the game right now is the reach block, because you don't see a lot of it unless you're in certain systems. That up tempo offense that they run, I believe he would be the best fit.
So the highest rated player right now is the tackle out of Minnesota, but you want them to have Williams out of that's the pick you want. Cameron Williams, that's the pick you want?
Out of Texas, yep.
All right. Cameron Williams is now a San Francisco 49er. On the clock are the Dallas Cowboys. In round one, the Cowboys addressed wide receiver. They got CeeDee Lamb, a running mate. He should be okay. Give Dak another weapon. But they also need a guard. It is imperative that they get a guard. but they also have needs at running back, wide receiver. I mean, guard is pretty deep here. Let's look at what running backs are available. I'm going to pull his teammate. Right now. Travion Henderson to the Dallas Cowboys at 44. Travion Henderson. I know Cowboys fans are not going to like that. If you want to talk about it, call in and let me know. But I got Travion Henderson going to the Cowboys, 44 overall. On the clock on her.
I think that's actually a good pickup.
Well, they address wide receiver in round one, running back. I think they'll get a guard that can possibly get an edge later in the rounds. We'll see. On the clock right now, 45 are the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts in the first round picked Kelvin Banks Jr. I believe that was your pick. Tackle out of Texas. They need a tight end, guard, edge, linebacker, safety.
Oh, that's a dream pick right here.
The edge?
The edge. If Donovan is on the board at this pick, I'm licking my chops.
The only thing I don't like about the kid, he's a smaller outside linebacker type guy. He's 6'2" as an edge. I don't think that's, I don't know. But he held his own. But you got guys like, you want an edge, you got guys that are 6'5", 265 is what I'm saying.
He held.
I don't want to put that in your brain.
But see, I think he's more. I don't think he's going to be your prototypical hand in the dirt edge rusher.
Okay.
He's going to be more. He's going to do more of your stand up. Kind of coverage, almost like a Michael Parsons, just not as talented.
Okay, so that's the pick you want to go with? All right, we're drafting Donovan. I don't want to chew his name up at the end. Ezirukua out of Boston College. All right, on the clock right now are the Atlanta Falcons. In the first round, Atlanta Falcons went defensive interior. We all talked about how Grady Jarrett was, in my opinion, let go too early. They built that guy, held that down for a long time. But we look at wide receiver, center, edge, linebacker. They need an edge. Another, they need to give old boy some help in there. So I got Mikael Williams, edge out of Georgia. Fit to need, high motor guy, and he's got some length. Long, strong, versatile edge prospect. Mikael Williams, edge, going to Georgia at 46 in the second round. On the clock right now are the Cardinals. It's your pick. Round one, they picked a safety, Malachi Starks out of Georgia, and they need guard defensive line help right now. And I already see right now, good pick for them. Unmute yourself, brother.
They need a lot of help. Sorry.
Okay. So who do you think they need?
They need guard. They need wide receiver. They need tackle help. They need quarterback. They need center. I just don't.
Round one, they got safety help.
I don't think Marvin Harrison Jr. lived up to the hype last year.
I really don't think so as well. I think it was something that they led up to the draft. Him not wanting to do workouts, combine, secretive stuff. I just thought that he knew the amount of pressure he had on him to not be a bust. I don't think he's a bust. I just think he thought he was acclimated towards the league.
I don't think he wanted to be in Arizona, and I think that's what part of it led to it.
Yeah, I don't know how many years left Kyler Murray has on his contract, but he doesn't belong there as well. So they need guard, defensive line help.
Well,
who they gonna take?
They're definitely gonna take the guard out of Alabama, Tyler Booker.
Tyler Booker, the guard out of Alabama, is gonna sure up Kyler Murray and see what Kyler Murray can do. 512-539-0648. Call into the program. We apologize for yesterday's fiasco with regard to the audio. So we're good right now, though. We're good. So call in if you need to. On the clock right now are the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins picked first round. They picked Armand Membu. I think that's a great pick for them to keep Tua upright. They addressed tackle position early. You look at the defensive line here. They let go of some people. They need cornerback, but I think the defensive line is a little bit more pressing right now. And I'm going to give them Derek Harmon, defensive interior guy out of Oregon at 48, going to the Miami Dolphins. On the clock are the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals in the first round chose the linebacker Jahad Campbell. Very good pick, in my opinion. They need a guard, defensive lineman.
So I'm gonna tell you right now,
they need line help. They need everything. They need defense. They are
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is not getting any help from this draft on his offense.
Oh no.
This will be an all defensive draft for them, and they're gonna shore up that defense, and they're gonna definitely love LSU's Brandon Swinson.
Brandon Swinson out of LSU. He's a 6'4" guy. Woo! Shows very good speed. I like the fact that they have length on them, and I think with the defensive end, Henderson. I mean, I believe that their contract issues are still with him, and they might have to let him go. And why not pick up his heir apparent at a cheaper rate?
Oh, he's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone on draft day, and he's gonna be gone for a second round pick.
Well,
maybe
hopefully.
a third.
Hopefully. On the clock right now at pick 50 are the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks right now, in round one, they addressed the edge. They got James Pierce Jr., the edge out of Tennessee. Their needs are center, guard. So let's look and see what's available at center and guard. Interior offensive lineman. Ooh, at 68, Tate Rutledge. Miles, I look at this and I say it's a best player available thing for me here. So why not look at Jack Beach, wide receiver, TCU. They just lost some wide receivers as well, so he's the highest rated person on the board right now. Jack Beach. He has a good story behind it as well. His brother had passed away unceremoniously, and he went to the Senior Bowl, and he was the Senior Bowl MVP. Just a tremendous story. The guy everybody wore the number his brother wore in I believe it was college or high school. So, but good field story. Jack Beach, wide receiver out of TCU, 6'2", 215. Woo! He should be all right. All right, on the clock at 51 are the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos in round one took care of the running back position and got Omarion Hampton. They need a wide receiver, center, and defensive interior. Ooh, I see Cam Scatterboo still available. Is he a prospect? Can you see him? I mean, they already got the running back, Omarion Hampton, so there's no need to go there. But let's talk about Cam Scatterboo for a minute. Why is this guy such an enigma?
He's tough. He has a chip on his shoulder. He feels underrated. He feels he wasn't recruited really. And he's out to prove everybody wrong. And he's done it.
I mean, from him winning the MVP in that bowl game and they lost, that shows tremendous, like, I don't know, he's just a football guy, in my opinion. What do you think? He's a football guy?
Definitely. Definitely a football guy. I think, and they say he has high IQ.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, All right, so off of Cam Scatterable onto the Broncos again. You got the Broncos picking who right now? They already addressed running back Omarion Hampton. They need a wide receiver, center, and defensive interior lineman.
So they definitely go wide receiver.
Okay, let's look at wide receivers. Who's available right now? Jalen Royals, wide receiver, Utah State. Kyle Williams, Trey Harris, Xavier Restrepo, Savion Williams, wide receiver, TCU.
See, I don't want to reach.
Yeah,
I don't want to reach, but I believe they do go wide receiver, and I believe it's going to be Trey Harris, Mississippi.
Trey Harris, Mississippi, the 66th ranked player in the draft. Definitely a good prospect. Let's look at his measurables here. He's 6'3", projects to be a wide receiver 3 type, but we also heard about different things about, and he has the stretching ability to actually, stretch the field on the defense as well. So, all right, on the clock right now, 52 are the Seattle Seahawks. Again, they addressed wide receiver early. They need a center guard. They already got their edge. Okay, center guard. Do we have a center guard available here? Right now we're at pick 52, and then we have another pick at 58. We are right now in best player available mode. So let's look at this edge here. I love the length. Woo! 6'7" edge. Landon Jackson. Woo! 39th overall prospect goes to the Seattle Seahawks. On the clock are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round of our draft took edge Mike Green. They got the edge. They got the edge early in Mike Green. So let's look at whatever their needs are. Linebacker, defensive back. Linebacker, defensive back. Cornerbacks available. Look at his measurables here. 6'4". Woo, he's a rare prospect. He used to be a wide receiver. Darion Porter is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Moving on to pick 54 in the 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL Mock Draft. The Green Bay Packers in round 1, they selected Tyler Warren. I love the fact that they have this guy in our draft. Tyler Warren just, to me, it seems like a Green Bay guy. So they need some edge help as well. Edge still available. The edge out of Mississippi. 6'4", 255. I'm giving them the edge out of Mississippi. Princely Umenyaminle. All right, I'm going to let you take the Chargers pick at 55. The Chargers are on the clock. In round 1, they selected edge Shamar Stewart.
It don't matter because that phone just rung.
So what do you think about them right now? Wide receiver, I think they address
that
one of
phone
these needs here.
That phone just rung.
I think they address one of these needs here. Let me see. What available wide receivers are there for them? They had a lot of wide receivers leave. Jalen Royals, Kyle Williams.
So did you? I was muted. I don't know how I got muted. The phone's ringing. There's a trade on the line.
What's going on? Who you want to trade with?
Washington at 61 wants to move up.
Washington. All right, teams interested in trading with you up there, but let's look at Washington, 61. You're going to take Washington's 61st pick. What's going to happen? What do you want? What else do you want for Washington?
I want their third.
Their third pick in 2026?
Yep. Because
All right, I'm gonna offer the trade. They declined that trade. What else you want to give?
the third pick in this year's draft. Sorry, third pick in this year's draft. So the 128.
Okay. Okay. Offer that trade. That's accepted. All right, at pick 55, go ahead and pick for the Washington Commanders.
Cam Scatterboo.
Cam Scatterboo, running back out of Arizona State, is now a Washington Commander. That's going to be straight crazy if they do that right there. On the clock are the Buffalo Bills. At edge, they addressed it early with Nick Scorton out of Texas A&M. Linebacker and cornerback, like I said, cornerbacks are the premium. The longer you let them go, the worse they get. But I'm looking at linebacker here, and I like Demetrius Knight, linebacker out of South Carolina. Linebacker out of South Carolina, Demetrius Knight.
That's a good pickup. I like him.
All right, on the clock right now are the Carolina Panthers.
So Carolina is going to give all the help that they can get.
They addressed the cornerback
to their guy. They're gonna go tackle.
Which tackle?
I don't like any of them.
No, you don't like any of them right now. That's the problem. A lot of because like I understand right now you're looking at their rank and you're like, I'm picking 58, but I have picked 74, and I can go get one then. That's my thought process.
Well, I like the guy in Minnesota. He's tough. He played good, but just not at that spot. So we'll go back to wide receiver.
All right, we have the 75th overall. Let's see, you got 74 right here. You're picking at 74 again. Can you wait to see if one of these wide receivers is still there, or do you give him a tackle? It's up to you.
What is Kyle Williams? What's his attributes? I remember him when they played Colorado.
He is pretty good. Williams is undersized. He's more like a slot wide receiver.
That's the one. That's the one they referenced when they were. That's the one they said was like Julian Edelman.
Sort of, yeah. Who you got? That's the one you want?
I'm gonna go ahead and take Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams is helping out Carolina Panthers at 57 overall. On the clock again are the Seattle Seahawks. Man, that organization has drafted well so far. So they got an edge, a wide receiver, and another edge. Oh my God, because that was the best player available. Now they can start getting into their centers and guards and stuff like that. So let's look at the interior offensive line here and see. Pick 68. I have pick 82. Maybe. Ooh, this is very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. But you have to go with your board right now. And I'm going to go Tate Rutledge, guard out of Georgia. Give them the guard they need. 6'6". He's the most dynamic, athletic, solid pass blocking technique guy in the draft with him. So that works out. Tate Rutledge, guard out of Georgia, going to Seattle at 58 overall in the second round. 59th pick on the clock. Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore is sprinting their card up.
Okay.
They are sprinting their card up to get Kevin Winston Jr. Safety.
Kevin Winston Jr. Safety. All right. They already had what's his name earlier. But we'll do that again. On the clock right now are the Detroit Lions in the first round. The Detroit Lions picked the wide receiver. They have many needs: guard, edge, linebacker. I'm looking at an edge right here. Let's look at the edge because we don't know what's going to happen with their returning guy. And I'm looking at edge, and they hit the jackpot. They got JT Tumaloa, edge, Ohio State, 56 player ranked overall. They get him at 60. And the Detroit Lions are reaping the benefits of that pick right there. On the clock at 61, the Chargers selected edge Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. In the first round, their needs a wide receiver, tight end, and defensive line. Boom.
What tight end is left? What tight end is there?
So tight ends left, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor.
Elijah Arroyo, he's really tall, isn't he? Is he the real tall one?
Got his attributes. Elijah Arroyo is 6'4".
Yeah.
He's a receiving tight end through and through. You already addressed edge in the beginning. You got defensive line help right here. But the great thing you did was address edge because Nick Bosa's gone. So now you can pick freely, in my opinion. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with TJ Sanders, out of South Carolina.
TJ Sanders, the defensive interior guy out of South Carolina. Let me tell you something. This guy, he's a true three technique
beast.
I mean, he wins with quickness. So that's a good pick in my opinion.
And I think he slims down some. I think they slim him down.
For the defensive interior, what are you going to make him? He needs to get bigger.
He's 290. But Harbaugh wants that. He wants that speed. He wants all his guys to be,
he needs some hogs. He needs some hogs. All right, on the clock at 62 are the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, in the first round of our 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL mock draft, they had 2 picks already. Nick Scorton, edge, and linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr. out of South Carolina. They addressed 2 needs already. Cornerback. Let's see what they have for cornerback right now. What cornerbacks are left? The cornerback out of Florida State. He's a press man corner. This is what they need. They need this guy to stop Patrick Mahomes, and they're going to get him. They're going to get A.Z. Thomas out of Florida State, cornerback at 62. On the clock, Kansas City Chiefs. They're like, you got our kryptonite right now. They addressed tackle Greg Zabel, North Dakota. I really like that pick, by the way, at 31 overall. And they're on the clock again, and their needs are guard, defensive lineman. Man.
Who did they get?
They got the tackle, Greg Zabel.
Yep. I like that pick. Yeah.
So
I believe they're gonna go lineman again. It's gonna be a lineman heavy draft for them. Let's look at the guards.
Okay, let's look at some guards here. Interior offensive lineman. You got Jared Wilson, Miles Frazier. It's a long way away. You guys got some picks left. I'm thinking you could address something different here because you got picks 63 and 66. That's just me. But you picking right now.
Who's trading too? I see there's 8 trades on the board. Who's calling?
So there's 8 trades on the board. The Giants at 65 want to trade with you. You want to trade with the Giants?
I'll trade with the Giants at 65.
65 to 63. What do you want for it? You're probably going to only get pick 219 and 246.
246.
Don't be greedy now.
and swapping my 257.
And you're 257?
Yep.
All right. Giants accepted that. The Giants are on the clock right now.
I'll let you
Who
make
you
the pick
picking?
for you. I'll let you make the pick for your boys.
No. No, it's the way it fell. Make that pick. The Giants had Cam Ward and Kenneth Grant. They're on the clock right now. They already got the quarterback. They need a tackle and cornerback.
So I'm looking to address corner.
Okay.
And I think this is actually a great spot for them to address it at. Gosh, that's such a reach for him.
I know it's a reach.
And
I was waiting for you to say it.
And he is strong too. I really do like him.
But look at the tackle out of Minnesota is available. It fits the need, and it's not so far of a reach.
And see, I like him. I like Mason Taylor better than I like him. But I believe that Minnesota fits you guys' system more.
So you like this tackle out of Minnesota?
Yeah, I believe he fits the system more for you guys.
All right. The Giants picked tackle out of Minnesota. I don't want to chew his name up. I'm going to just say Ariante Ursay. Ariante Ursay. Okay, got it. On the clock, the last pick in the second round, the Philadelphia Eagles in round one addressed wide receiver position. They need a guard, an edge, and a cornerback available to them. Right now, I'm looking at them. They're going to take the edge rusher out of Ole Miss. Physically gifted guys, 6'6". It fits a need, and it gives them great basically, they got a lot of people that could actually move in and out of that defensive line. And pass rush, I mean, you can see in the Super Bowl, pass rush wins Super Bowls. Defense wins Super Bowls. All right, round three, last round for today in our 2025 Speak on the Sports NFL Mock Draft. Call into the show, 512-539-0648. Be a part of the program. Love to hear what you got to say. Here we go. On the clock right now, the Kansas City Chiefs, 65 from the New York Giants. They're picking back-to-back here right now. Back-to-back. And their needs are guard, tackle, defensive line, and they went tackle in round one. Defensive line.
I believe you go with best available.
So, and it fits a need.
It does. And he's underrated. He's a little undersized because he's coming out of Toledo, but I think he has the motor. And Andy Reid loves those type of guys.
And those guys fit his system, and those guys excel for him. So I agree. Darius Alexander, defensive end out of Toledo. All right. They got a guard, they got a tackle, and they got their defensive lineman. They need a guard. But do you address guard here, or do you try to get Travis Kelce's replacement? I'm just saying.
I mean, I think you have to get Kelce's replacement because I think this is it. And
so who are you looking at? I like the tight end out of Miami.
I do too.
Drafting Elijah Arroyo. And it's going to suck for Travis Kelce, but it is what it is. On the clock at 67. In the first round, the Cleveland Browns selected Travis Hunter, cornerback, tackle, Josh Simmons in round two. In round three, they already addressed the cornerback position and tackle. They're looking at running back. I like the running back right here. You got great value. 5'11", he's a speedster. And the Cleveland Browns need speed. But then I say to myself, hold up. The Cleveland Browns are in a tough division. And speed alone is okay. It looks good. I mean, I look at that division and I say, I'm giving them Caleb Johnson halfback out of Iowa. Not a finesse guy. This is a black and blue division. Those guys got to be able to thump and hold their pads. This guy right here is 225 pounds, physically gifted running back who excels with the ball in his hands, early down player, successful behind any blocking scheme. I like the kid out of Ohio, Caleb Johnson. Going to fill a need now because we know that their running back they have there is often injured, but still durable. At pick 68 on the clock right now, the Las Vegas Raiders. My man, what you got to say about the Las Vegas Raiders? First round, they chose Ashton Genty and cornerback Maxwell Hairston. Where do you think they go in round 3?
Who is the quarterback available?
Quarterback? Don't you do Geno Smith like that? Geno just signed a big contract.
He did. And he's gonna play this year.
Okay.
He's gonna play this year.
You say that like you're gonna pick somebody that like, hey, but this guy's gonna take his spot soon. Who do you think they're gonna get? And look, all these is reaches right now. I just want you to realize that they're reaches.
And that's what everybody said about Michael Penix Jr.
Oh Jesus, you gonna hang on to that? How long are you gonna keep mentioning that, man?
And I told you.
I know you said it once, and I don't think it was something that you meant to say. I think it was just something that came up.
And I believe Tom Brady's in that room right now, and he's putting his foot down.
Oh God!
And he goes and gets Tyler
Show
out of Louisville.
Oh, people gonna hate you for this pick right here. You done paid Geno all this money, and you still gonna go get an older quarterback? See, you gonna get roasted for this one. You're gonna get roasted for this one, bro. But I do like Tyler Show. I mean, if you wanted him to come in now, wait a year.
So he waits a year. You did just pay Geno. So let me explain my pick.
Explain this.
You did just pay Geno.
Mm-hmm.
But so did the 9 other teams that had Geno, and Geno is not your long-term quarterback. They didn't give him long-term money. They gave Geno money to entice him to come.
Agreed. But I mean, he came nonetheless. But you paid the guy. But I understand the fact. But you got to understand this is the mindset. This kid's 26 years old already.
He is, but.
So he doesn't play till 27, possibly 27 and a half.
Yep. So he doesn't play till 27 and a half, but he has a very high IQ. And you're going to get a new coach.
So basically,
you're going to have
so basically you think he takes Geno's job. You think he beats Geno. Okay. Then I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand your reasoning there. I think he beats Geno out. He learns from Geno, and he does his thing. So, all right. On the clock right now at 69, 512-539-0648. Call and be a part of the program. If you didn't like that last pick or any of our picks, we'd like to hear what you got to say about it. But the Patriots are on the clock right now, and they picked up a tackle and a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds, and they still need a running back. And guess who's sitting here? Dylan Sampson. Now, this is a guy I believe is going to fit well there. He comes from Tennessee, but he's a speedster. He's got explosiveness. Plus, he's a guy who can develop into a receiver. I like the running back. Ramondre Stevenson is the bruiser. Remember that. But I like Dylan Sampson going to the Patriots, and it's good value at that position right there. A need for running back. On the clock on the Jaguars in round 1 and 2, they picked 2 people from Michigan, the defensive end and the tight end, Colston Loveland.
So, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you tell me who the Saints picked in round 1 and 2?
The New Orleans Saints picked a wide receiver, Teteron McMillan, and defensive interior, Omar Norman Lott. So they address needs in both areas. Okay, well, I'm going to continue with this pick. You having some technical difficulties. So on the clock right now, these guys picked up a defensive interior guy and a tight end. They addressed needs. Who's available? Wide receiver, Jalen Royals. They need some help. They let a lot of wide receivers go. He's a good possession receiver, but I'm looking at safety, and I'm getting Andrew Makuba out of Texas. Safety going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. On the clock right now are the Saints. The Saints in round 1 and 2, they picked up a wide receiver and a defensive interior guy. And there you go, T. Sorry, there you go. Sorry about that.
No, that was me.
So T, on the clock right now are the Saints. We had to keep it rolling. I'm sorry. The Saints are on the clock.
No, you're good. You're good.
They picked up a wide receiver and a defensive interior guy in rounds 1 and 2.
So they're gonna go ahead and pick up their running back. Chicago was gonna try to hop in front of them, but they wasted too much time. They're gonna go ahead and they're gonna get some people aren't gonna like this pick either.
You could probably trade back. So a lot of people think the Alvin Kamara thing is coming to an end in that area. They have speed guys there.
I'm gonna get a bruiser / speed guy.
Okay, and who's that bruiser / speed guy?
I'm gonna pick up Devin Neal.
Devin Neal,
Kansas.
Okay. I mean. Huh? Kansas. So let me tell you something. That is sneaky. That's a sneaky good pick. Devin Neal is very good runner here. Let me show you something with Devin Neal. Give you a little bit of background on Devin Neal. He is extremely Devin Neal. I'll show you his highlights right now. Devin Neal, very good runner. Exactly how this guy runs, which is tremendous. I really like his style.
I think Devin. I think he's.
So this is Devin Neal right now. Let me show you Devin Neal, the runner you picked. You got a bruising guy out of Kansas. He has some quicks, and he's extreme. He can catch them out the backfield. He has good vision. And his speed ain't blazing, but it's enough.
So you know what game put him on the market? 2 games.
Which one is that?
When he came out and he dusted off K-State. He chalked up K-State and this Nevada game.
Yeah. So and the Oklahoma game. So that's the guy you picked, and he's actually a great pick right there. So, all right, I just wanted to highlight that with you because that guy is I really like that kid. I was hoping you didn't think of him as a high prospect, but he's pretty good. All right, on the clock.
Chicago's very mad about that pick right now because that's what they were trying to bounce up to get.
But they already got Quinshon Judkins in round 1. They good. They got Quinshon Judkins in round 1, Xavier Watts round 2, and round 2 they also got Tyreek Williams. So they addressed their halfback, defensive interior, and safety. So they don't need that. So guess what they can do right now? They can say, man, you know what? We're gonna go best player available, but guess what though? We're gonna get that linebacker. Nope, sorry, we don't need a linebacker. They got tight end already, running back. I'm going to give them the linebacker out of UCLA. It's the best player available type thing. And, it's linebacker U, right?
It is.
So you think about it. You say he's a little light. He's 225, but his elite processing speed and intelligence gives him starter impact. So I like smart guys. Guys can build into their body, but I like smart guys on the football field. All right, pick 73. The Jets are on the clock. the Jets in rounds 1 and 2. They had their quarterback Shedeur Sanders in round 1 and Donovan Jackson, the tackle out of Ohio State in round 2. Round 3, they got the quarterback tackle.
They entertained trade offers in round 3.
Okay. San Francisco wants to move up. The next pick, 75. What do you want to do? Give them your 73rd pick for their 75th, and what else?
I want 100.
100. Ooh. They said this trade is not acceptable.
I want
113. You may get 147. According to PFF, the way they set it up right now. So, you want to offer that trade?
I'll take 147. That's back-to-back pick still.
Okay. All right, that trade has been accepted by the 49ers. 49ers are on the clock right now. 49ers have picked up 2 Texas Longhorns, Jadai Barron and Cameron Williams. They filled 2 needs, cornerback and tackle. They need a guard and defensive lineman. Available to them, the next available defensive interior guy is CJ West on the big board right now. CJ West. Only thing about CJ West, he's 6'2" and very undersized. So,
I believe they do what Kansas City just did. Kansas City just replaced Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they draft George Kittle's replacement.
So you think they draft George Kittle's replacement? So let's look at tight end. Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor's a good tight end out of LSU, 6'5".
And it would be Mason Taylor they take. Mason Taylor has good speed. He's 6'5". He has reliable hands.
And he's a big guy.
I agree with that. He's a huge guy.
I agree with that. Okay, 512-539-0648. Call the program, be a part of it. Let us know what you think about the draft. So right now we're at pick 74 of the 2025 Speak on Sports NFL Mock Draft. We're almost 3/4 of the way done with the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, be a part of the program. Call in, let us know what you think. If you think any picks here are wrong, tell us why, and we'll definitely try to win you over with our pick. But on the clock right now at 74 are the Carolina Panthers. In rounds 1 and 2, the Carolina Panthers selected quarterback Will Johnson and wide receiver Kyle Williams. Round 3, they got looking at edge. What edge is available? They got the wide receiver already. I'm looking at edge rusher, and they need an edge rusher. Okay. I'd like to see where edge meets up with that, but I'm going to go. Woo. This is very tricky right here because I'm looking at measurables here, and I'm thinking I got to go with Kyle Kennard, edge, South Carolina, for the Carolina Panthers right now. All right, on the clock are the Jets. The Jets had Shedeur Sanders, Donovan Jackson. They traded out of the 73rd pick to the 75th pick. Their needs are quarterback, wide receiver, tackle, defensive interior. They already picked up a quarterback and a tackle. They need a defensive interior guy. I'm looking at CJ West at 72, but he's 6'2". I don't like small interior guys. Then I look at Alfred Collins. Alfred Collins, 6'5", long interior guy he's another Longhorn, and he goes to the New York Jets. Defensive interior, Alfred Collins goes to New York Jets. On the clock at 76 are the Dallas Cowboys. Go get them. Cowboys picked up 2, not 1, but 2 Ohio State Buckeyes, Trevion Henderson and Emeka Egbuka, which filled the need in running back and wide receiver. They need guard and edge help.
So we can go ahead and go to guards because we're going to go ahead and address the guard issue.
Yes.
And loves them LSU boys.
Yes. So Miles Frazier right now, 6'5". Woo! The 6'5" guard out of LSU, Miles Frazier. That's who you picking for them.
That's
All
the Dallas
right.
Cowboy.
Dallas Cowboys have picked Miles Frazier. They addressed the guard. Hopefully that guard position is solidified like Zach Martin did for so long. The guard out of Notre Dame. Great. That guy's an instant Hall of Famer, in my opinion. On the clock at pick 77 are the New England Patriots. They went tackle 1, wide receiver 2, and halfback 3. We're going to give them some more offensive line help here. Let's see who's available. But then I tell myself, oh, there's a guy right here out of Boston College who does nothing but, breathe the right thing to do in Ozzie Tripillo. He's 6'8". I mean, if that doesn't scream New England Patriot, I don't know what it is. But they scoop him up in round 3 of our draft, pick number 77 overall, Ozzie Tripillo out of Boston College, offensive tackle. At 78, on the clock are the Cardinals again. They addressed safety and guard. Both fit a need, but they still need a quarterback, though.
They need a quarterback, too.
They need a quarterback. You trying to get a quarterback over there. Woo! So you're going to bring – so you said quarterback?
Yeah,
you got trades as well, but I don't think they need to trade. I think they need to pick.
Yeah, they're not going to trade. They're going to pick a quarterback.
They got a guard and a safety, and their needs are cornerback and defensive line. And guard. Well, they got the guard already.
They got the guard, and they're gonna get a quarterback. They're gonna get a quarterback to go with their new guard.
Okay. Who you have them picking right now? From our available stash here, when you go 22 picks down.
Jalen Milroe.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. I didn't want you to pick that dude, but I'm telling you right now, Jalen Milroe is going to be something. I'm telling you right now, Jalen Milroe is going to be something.
And the reason they pick a quarterback is an insurance policy. 1, 2, Milroe is good enough to where he would be ready to start in a few weeks into the season.
And I can tell you why. He's just a taller Kyler Murray, but he's thicker, and he could run that. He could run that offense, in my opinion. He could run that offense there. And just like I said, I think that's a good pickup for them. It doesn't sound good for Kyler Murray, but they're looking to probably move on from him in a year or two. So, all right, on the clock are the Houston Texans in round 1 because they traded. They drafted Luther Burden III, wide receiver out of Missouri. They addressed the wide receiver position, but they need O-line help, in my opinion. You don't go nowhere. You need offensive linemen to help this guy. And I like this kid out of Purdue. He's 6'5". Mimbo. He's going to struggle with NFL level strength, they said. But that's why you lift all them damn weights, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah. He has to get stronger.
But then again, I look at Jonah Savilea out of Arizona. And the kid, in my opinion, 6'5", 336. I mean, the guy is a beast. Thick guy in Houston. I like him. I like Jonah Savilea, tackle Arizona, going to Houston to help out their quarterback there. On the clock right now are the Indianapolis Colts. In round 1, they picked Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle out of Texas, and edge Donovan. I'm not going to chew that name up. I'm just going to say Donovan, edge out of Boston College.
So they
got a lot of needs. They have a lot of needs. They need tight end, edge, linebacker, safety. I mean, they got a tackle and edge. They need linebacker, safety, and tight end.
So they gotta shore up their offense. So they're gonna go tight end.
Okay. So, and this is the thing. When you said that, I thought you were going to go something different. But look what the value reaches here. I mean, look at you got a Gunnar Helm from Texas. He's in a pass catch offense. He's 6'5", 250. You got the kid out of Oregon who's 6'5", 255. He's a receiving tight end with length, and he can play inline sometimes. Or you got the enigma of tight ends in this draft, in my opinion. 6'4", 230, Fanning. Strong receiving tight end with great value after the catch. His blocking reps are good enough to keep him in line as a tight end to a wingback. And he's played, but the knock on him, I believe, is Bowling Green is the competition.
Correct.
So who do you have been picking a tight end?
They're going to go with Terrence Ferguson, Oregon.
I like that pick. And the reason I like that pick is because the kid, he's in an offense, he catches the ball. He catches the ball. And Daniel Jones, if he does one thing right, he knows how to dump it to the tight end in there. So on the clock at 81 are the Cincinnati Bengals. In rounds 1 and 2, they address linebacker and edge. Linebacker and edge. Now, they need a guard. They need some help. They do need some help. Interior offensive lineman, who's there? I'm going to get the first person that's there, but I want to look at the measurables. 6'3". Prove your IQ. I don't think you get smarter as the days go longer. I just don't think so. Dylan Fairchild. Woo! All right. So I see the landscape here, and I'm looking to myself. Thank God I'm still, I'm on the clock here. Oh, defensive lineman. Where are you, defensive lineman? Oh, he's still there? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, the pick is in. Defensive interior guy, Shamar Turner. I didn't even know he was still available. Shamar Turner goes to the Bengals at 81. On the clock, 82 are the Seattle Seahawks again. Seahawks have picked up James Pierce, edge, wide receiver Jack Beach, edge, Landon Jackson, and guard Tate Ratledge. They probably need a center here. But why not just give them one of the best players available?
What do we look like?
I'm thinking it's just me. The Legion of Boom ain't never been the boom without a good safety. Who's the safety over there right now?
Who's a corner over there right now?
So let's look at this. You on the clock. You got some time. You got 2.5 minutes left. So, okay, let's look at who they let go. Oh, a lot of wide receivers. Oh, tackle, edge, guard. It's a lot of stuff that they let go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one for you, my bro. So I'm gonna throw ahead and throw Jalen Royals in there. Let's see. They got Jack Beach. I'm gonna throw Jalen Royals in there with them again, since they got rid of a lot of their free agents. Tyler Lockett won't be there. They need some help. They're gonna have to give old boy some weapons over there. So Jalen Royals, wide receiver, Utah State, goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Right now on the clock are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got?
What did they get first? What did they get first 3 rounds?
The Pittsburgh Steelers, they picked up Jackson Dart at 21. It's their second pick of the entire draft right now. And they need a running back, tackle, or a safety.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this guy. I'm looking at this guy right here.
let's see what's in the running back world real quick
Oh
before I
my
look at
goodness! Won't you do this?
Nick in Imayuate
In Manwari.
and Mawari.
Yep.
Let's see what kind of running backs are out there real quick.
Excuse me.
Bless
So
you.
I want to show you. I want to show you his 2024 highlights here, so you can see this here. Excuse me. This is safety. He already looked like a Steeler. He sees the ball. He's not afraid. He can tackle. Boom. If that ain't a Steeler, I don't know which one is, but I don't want to play it too long. These folks might get on it. So just give you a little snippet of that guy. Who do you think? You still thinking about running back?
Still thinking about running back just to see what's out there.
All right, running backs right now. R.J. Harvey, Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens, Jaguar Hunter, Jaden Blue.
No, we'll go ahead and take the safety.
Safety. And guess what? You fit a need right there too as well. On the clock at 84 are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in rounds 1 and 2. They chose an edge and a cornerback. If the board falls down to edge cornerback, they need a linebacker right now. So let's look at linebackers and see what linebackers are here. Great value. Chris Paul Jr., linebacker out of Ole Miss, 6'1", 235. They said he needs to add some mass to his frame, but he can eventually become a starting will linebacker in the league thanks to his athleticism and intelligence. Drafted. Love it. Love it. All right, on the clock right now, pick number 85. We got to keep it rolling, y'all. Allergies here. Are the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos picked in rounds 1 and 2. Running back Omarion Hampton and wide receiver Trey Harris, out of Ole Miss. So they got wide receiver. They need a center, defensive interior lineman. Let's look and see what's available. Interior offensive lineman. They got pick number 122. Interior offensive lineman. Those are tackles, excuse me. Interior offensive lineman. Who's available? 88. Jared Wilson, center, and it fits a need. Let's look at his measurables here. Starting center. Okay, I think that can happen for him. But I look at this and I say, I can get a guy like a Seth. Oh, he's injured. Too easy. Jared Wilson. Jared Wilson is now a Denver Bronco. Jared Wilson went 85th overall to the Denver Broncos. On the clock right now are the Los Angeles Chargers. They picked up Shamar Stewart in round 1 and TJ Sanders in round 2, which both fit needs, okay? But they also need a tight end and a wide receiver. Let's look and see what tight ends and wide receivers are available. Wide receiver, Xavier Restrepo, Jalen Nolan. I'm going to go, it's a little reach, but I'm going to go. I got to pick Savion Williams, wide receiver out of TCU. I like the kid. I like his length, and it gives their quarterback a bigger target. The rest of those guys are interior guys, and I don't think they fit the system. You already have Ladd Conklin there as well. So on the clock right now are the Green Bay Packers. The Packers have picked Tyler Warren, tight end. Love that pick. An edge out of Mississippi, Princely Umanmillan. I don't want to chew that name up. But anyway, I already did. So they got wide receiver, edge, cornerback. You don't want to get one late, but let's look and see if a cornerback's still available. And hell, Darian Strong is still there. Cornerback. He said he lacked some strength in press man and run defense situation near the line of scrimmage, but he is smart, competitive zone scheme cornerback to get his hands on passes. already. That's what they need in Green Bay. Darian Strong goes to Green Bay, fits a need, and allows them to get a good player. On the clock right now are the Jacksonville Jaguars at 88. In rounds 1, 2, and 3, they picked. In round 1, they got a good pick in Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan, and tight end Colston Loveland out of Michigan as well. And they picked up safety Andrew Makuba out of Texas. All filled needs with this team. So wide receiver, huh? Wide receiver seems like it should be available here. Let's see what wide receivers are available here for Jacksonville. Oh my goodness, Xavier Restrepo's there. And the reason I picked Xavier Restrepo because they just had a guy in Charkley that was there, I believe, and he kind of fits that mold. All the other receivers, they're good, but they're not productive as an Xavier Restrepo would be, in my opinion, with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he goes there. On the clock at the pick number 89 are the Houston Texans. Houston went Luther Burden the third in the first, and also picked up a tackle in the third, Johan, tackle out of Arizona. Both fit needs, tackle and wide receiver. Guess what? They already got a good running back, defense. I mean, I'm going to look at them again, and I'm going to see if I can get them some more help at wide receiver because they just don't have enough there. So I'm going to give them Jalen Noel out of Iowa State. Good wide receiver, good hands, very productive, and powerful slot receiver who wins good. So that could definitely help them out there. On the clock at pick number 90, the LA. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that you was gone. I thought that you had left because I couldn't see you. I couldn't add you to the stage. I apologize for that.
No,
you're all ready. And there you go. I'm ready. You're back. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking at that. I was zoned out. I'm so zoned into this thing. That's why. But anyway, on the clock. Go ahead, my friend. On the clock right now at pick number 90, the LA Rams. Rams picked up a tackle in round 1, Josh Connolly Jr. out of Oregon. Their needs are a tight end, tackle, linebacker, cornerback. We look at them tight ends again.
I don't believe they reached for a tight end here.
Yeah, because they got some more picks coming. Tackle. We already got tackle.
No, I actually believe they go defense and they go end.
They go edge?
Yep.
Okay, what edge you choosing right now? So the top-rated edges are here. And this is the thing with the top-rated edges. Just because they're top-rated doesn't mean that they have to be picked in that order. Because there's some good edges out there.
And there is, and I believe it's actually Jack Sawyer.
Jack Sawyer, the edge out of Ohio State. Okay, let's look at Jack's measurables here. Jack Sawyer, 6'5", is a high floor, all-around 4'3" defensive end with starting caliber projection. Enough said. Yeah, I think you hit the home run with that one right there. At pick number 91 in our draft, 512-539-0648. On the clock at 91 are the Baltimore Ravens. Now, with the Baltimore Ravens, we already know what hampers them. Defense. And it's sad to say that, right? Because what do you think Baltimore is? Their defense, but the front end in the middle, not the back end. So they addressed the back end in round 1 with Benjamin Morrison, and he came back in round 2 and got a safety in Kevin Winston Jr. He's probably going to play. He's not going to play free. He's probably going to play a strong safety. Free safety is going to still be Kyle Hamilton, I believe. But nonetheless, they give him some help there. But on the clock right now, they need an edge rusher. They need an edge. And I'm looking at the edge for them, and it just fits up a need. But then again, I showed you this edge before. I just don't like his height. Edge rushers to me, that's not 6'3". And Josiah Stewart is the same. He's 6'1", 245. But I got to go the kid out of UCLA as the edge in this instance. I'm just going to say, the edge out of UCLA, is now a Baltimore Raven. On the clock is Seattle again. Look how many picks Seattle has in this draft. I think they did really good in this draft right now. James Pierce, Jack Beats, Landon Jackson, guard, wide receiver. They got 2 wide receivers already.
And they got 2, and they've already solidified both edges.
And they got both edges. And they got a guard. They just need a center, but you don't need to get a center here. You could get the best player available here. And by position, the best player available is R.J. Harvey. 5'9". I don't know if that's a guy that is – they already got, to me, a halfback already. They don't need a halfback.
Yeah, I think they do go center here, though.
Center, okay. Let's look at some interior guys and see. Still on the clock. We got about a minute left. Interior offensive lineman center, Dylan Fairchild. He's the highest ranked player on the board right now. He's ranked 140th. And you have picks
and
137, 172, 175, 223, and 234.
And I do. And I think that, Fairchild is good. But Fairchild got exposed by Notre Dame. But I think they go Seth Macklin.
Seth Macklin, out of Ohio State. All right. I'm not too upset about this pick. He's 6'4", but they said he has experience and toughness as long as he can stay healthy. So I think that's a good pick.
He's coming off a knee, I believe, but I mean he was very tough. He had a very great season. Yeah,
I definitely agree. On the clock right now at 93 are the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints right now, they are dressed in round 1, 2, and 3, wide receiver, defensive interior, and halfback Devin Neal. Running back, wide receiver, defensive lineman. Where's our defensive lineman at? Let's see if we can get defensive lineman, defensive interior. I told you I don't like small guys. 6'4", Brought needs to refine his hand placement and technique to become more effective one-on-one winner next level. However, in his current form, his length and strength provide valuable versatility to 2 gapping defensive linemen. Best fit in the 3-4. I don't know what if the Saints run a 3-4, but I'm going to give him Vernon Broughton out of Texas, defensive lineman. Fits a need, and I like his size and his abilities. All right, at number 94 in our draft. Woo, we are pushing through this draft, bro. I appreciate you. Are the Cleveland Browns. They picked up Travis Hunter, Josh Simmons, and Caleb Johnson, halfback out of Iowa. I think they got a lot of needs. They got the quarterback, running back, and the tackle.
I believe they're going to look at a quarterback.
Hold on, you said quarterback. Okay, let's see who's left. Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord. Who is left right now for them?
I love Riley Leonard. He just does not fit the Cleveland system.
Exactly.
He's tough, he's gritty, and everything, but I believe that they.
I think they stay home. I think Will Howard. I was going to say, when he's there, he's still up there. I like Will Howard.
And you don't have to worry about paying him because he's a 3rd-round pick. You're already paying money out to your massage therapist. So, I mean, you got some time to, let him build up and get into his contract as you brought Joe Flacco in. So you brought somebody in to tutor him.
We're having some technical difficulties right now. Thank you, PFF, for actually screwing up this draft for me. But that's fine. We're going to push through this, and we're just going to see what we can do. Or we can break right now and we can continue tomorrow. Right now, we're on pick 94 of our draft, and Will Howard just went to the Cleveland Browns. I apologize. We have technical difficulties for everyone out there, but PFF decided to, shut us down. But it's all good. What we can do is field some questions right now about what we've picked so far. What in this draft right now is a surprise pick for you in our draft right now?
I'm
going to share. I'm going to present this so people could see exactly what we picked so far. If I restart this, our draft is gone.
I mean, surprise pick for me is Jackson Dart at 21.
Jackson Dart at 21.
Between Jackson Dart at 21 and Shedeur Sanders to the Jets.
I'm going to go all the way up here. Shedeur Sanders. Okay, so you said Shedeur Sanders to the Jets. Now, why is that a surprise to you, though? I mean, the Jets are a team that's all about they're all about flair, and Shedeur and those guys bring that flair. But I don't think it's a reach. I think that, Shedeur I think he's going to do well if he goes there. I just think the Giants, in my own opinion, the Giants can't handle a kid they can't handle something like that in their organization. I just think that it's something that they just aren't equipped to deal with, and we'll see what happens with that. But I think Shedeur will do good in
I lost sound.
in the Jets. I think he does good with the Jets. Oh, so surprising pick to me was that Jalen Milroe pick.
And go in the shower.
Go ahead, because that pick.
Go. I believe
that pick to me was a little weird.
And you know what though? I believe Milroe goes before the third round.
Hey, what's going on, son? How you doing? Okay, my son said he don't know about Will Howard. Okay, 512-539-0648. Call in and tell T Sizzle what about the Will Howard pick to the Browns? I don't know about that either. Chris Eads. What's up, Chris? Man, I'm so proud of these kids. What's up? What's going on? Yeah, you guys call in and talk about the show if you want to. You can see what you need to hear with regard to the picks that we had so far. The Will Howard to me pick. I mean, if you think it's a bad pick, who would you have picked at that point right there? The 94th pick. I just think that Will Howard he fits that mold to me. He fits that guy. He fits that person that he's he breathes Ohio to me for some strange reason. I don't know what it is, but I think his skill set, they need that mild-mannered quarterback position to stabilize it. And once they stabilize that position, everything else falls into place. So I don't dislike the pick. I think they addressed it at that point. Could they addressed it earlier in rounds? But I like their pick, so I like what they've done. Appreciate you guys listening in. So there it is. Our draft for today. We'll stop at pick 94 due to some technical difficulties. But however, it was so much fun doing this with you guys again today. Even though we had some technical difficulties, I think we have technical difficulties every day now. But it is what it is. PFF, square it away, man. squared away. I got to reload this page now, and it's gonna take everything away. But we're gonna be good. We're gonna keep motoring on through that. All right, T. What else? We about to end our live. We about to look what we got to do tomorrow. So tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, please be a part of the program. Again, we're going to be continuing on from rounds 3 all the way to round 7. So we're going to be busy tomorrow. So be a part of the program. I can't wait. You want to be a part of the program too? Come here. Come on. My buddy want to be a part of the program. This guy's name is Simba. Hey, Sim. Hey, Timbo. That's my buddy right there. My buddy Simba. All right. So to be a part of the program, I'll do my research on that. Ha ha. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. You should be breathing, eating this stuff. All right. Anyway, appreciate it. T says, you got something to add before you go, man? Okay. All right. T is gone. It was a great show. It's a lot of work. So I understand what these guys do up there in that draft. Almost everything is there. Everything is just But anyway, it was fun, man. I can't wait to see how our draft correlates with the draft that starts on Thursday. So our last day is tomorrow. If you're a new listener, if you're someone who just clicked in, make sure you put a like on the page. Make sure you follow us so you get notified when we go live. That's one of the things. Please like and be a friend of the program at Speak on a Sports so you know exactly when we go live. So there'll be nothing waiting on there. And you have the number there as well. And it's been great. But I'm hungry and I'm tired. Then I got to go. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Hey, enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to be part of the program, like and follow and definitely put on your notifications so that you know the show starts. Okay. All right. Love you guys. I'm out. I'll see you tomorrow. 2025. Speak on the Sports NFL Mock